U, I, A, O, I, U, A, E, A, O, U, A, I, O, O, B, E, O, A, I, O. Guys, what's up? It's Blackheart here. And welcome to a new video. As great requests, there were great requests about this intro again. So I made this intro again. By the way, how are you guys? Welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna complain again, of course, as always, and I'm gonna complain about my Italiano friend, this testa di minchia that is Claudio in Season 2. Che la luce di Sirion da fesse sorda, diremmo, we would say in Italy. So, this my dear Italiano friend, what did he get in this new patch? Of course, as always, he has got broken things. So we're gonna analyze all the things that he got in this patch, and let's get straight to the point of why Claudio is also broken, and new Claudio players are also carried in this new Season 2. By the way, first of all, he's got this new move, new punish, 17 frames, kinda cool looking, and it is a new wall combo. So like you do something like this into it adds 1 point more damage than the combo he used to do before without Starburst or without this thing. And you know, the combo he used to do before is like this, as you can see, 1 point less damage. You see 64 instead of 63. Plus Oki, of course, so very cool combo also, nothing to say, very cool combo as you can see. So into Oki with Starburst, that's the good thing about this thing. Because if he doesn't have Starburst already, like this, wait, so you get Oki plus Starburst. So that's why this is very, very important for Claudio. And now let's talk about the most broken, one of the most broken moves in this Season 2, I think, in my opinion, and that's running 4-4-3-2. This move right there, I think it's broken. There is some counterplay to the move, but that's where the problem starts, in my opinion. At least from my experience, from my way of thought. Maybe I'm wrong, because I saw some people say that maybe some pro players are starting to option select the string with sidestep right. But I don't think it's a possibility. My personal taste, my personal experience at least, with this string. It's a mid-mid, and the second one has multiple levels of charge. Okay? Multiple levels of charge, as you can see. I'll let you see. Oh, cool. I can decide to not delay too much, delay just a little bit, delay a little bit more, delay a little bit, like he has multiple levels of delay. You can decide to stop the delay at any time. It's not like Brian, but maybe he has only 2 levels of delay. One small delay and fully charged. No, with this string, basically you can decide to stop the delay whenever you want. And at fully charged, you see, without Starburst, it becomes 0 on block. The problem is when he has Starburst already, that this move becomes very, very strong, in my opinion. Because, let's put ourselves into Starburst mode. If he fully charges, it's a guard break. 14 frames guaranteed, so it means that it wall splats. It wall splats into wall combo. Into Oki again. So that's very toxic, and in my opinion, the guard break, since it should be plus 12, not plus 14, this guard break shouldn't wall splat in any way, okay? Because he already has very strong heat engagers. He doesn't need a guard break heat engager also. So I'm very, very disagree with it being plus 14. It should be plus 12, like it should only guarantee a forward to 2. That's still strong, by the way, it's still strong, but not insanely OP right now. Because I think this guard break is too strong at plus 14 for Claudio. It wards plus into insane OP and so on, so no. But the real broken thing is that, again, he can decide to stop the to stop the charge at any moment. You can decide to fully charge, to slightly delay, and so on. So it has infinite layers of possibilities. And against this string, what you want to do most of the times is just trying to step to the right. Okay, so stepping to the right is the best option. But again, it's not a unique solution. Because, okay, if I fully charge, you can, like, I'll let you see maybe. Block all into sidestep right, okay? I can decide to stop the sidestep at any moment. You see, like this. And you get hit. Okay? So it is only about... You see? If I fully charge instead, okay, I die to the sidestep right. But it's a read. You cannot, like, react to how much I'm charging it. And then step. Like, you see? You see? Like, Shine is trying to sidestep right, but I specifically release the input before he can try to sidestep or do something, because otherwise he jails on block, by the way, otherwise. He jails on block, so I'm forced to block. And on Starburst mode, by the way, this becomes +1. So I still have the advantage while I am at the wall. So not a very good situation to be in, I think. So this is one of the problematic strings of Season 2, and it needs some tuning down, in my opinion. At least make it so that the guard break isn't like +14 but +12 only, at least. Because, again, I don't know how much you can change about this move without making it useless. Because right now it's very strong that it has basically infinite delays. Infinite possibility of delay. So the sidestep right is not an option. Like, you see, once it starts laying from a certain point going on, you can sidestep right. Once, you see, like this. But if I choose again to stop the delay at any frames, you get War Splat. By the way, this is a War Splatting string, by the way. Of course. Of course it War Splats with the install mode. Of course. So, too many good properties. I would either remove the War Splat from the non-charge version, like not War Splat, or remove the guard break +14. Or maybe both, maybe. Also, what else did he got? He got a new plus frame move. This thing now is +4, that's very good. I don't think that's broken, but this move went from -8 to +4, with chip damage on also. So, like, I don't know, weird change in my opinion, because they completely changed the prototype of this move. This is 21 frames startup, so kind of fast for a plus frame, but it's not super broken. But for a character like Claudio, having you know, that is already very good in pressure tools and so on, having an hit engager, by the way, this is a hit engager, +4 on block, and also that he can also go into full crouch, by the way, at +4. Of course, that means that he can set up, you know, the while standing 1-1 and while standing 1-2. And speaking of while standing 1-1, it got buffed. Yeah, I don't know why, if you ask me. I don't know why. Because the thing was that while standing 1-1 was kind of weak as a punish, because he had while standing 1-2 as a Starburst move. That's why while standing 1-1 was weaker. You know, it was mid-high, it didn't War Splat. It was just a very good punish, you know, +9 on hit, by the way, into huge plus frames and so on, because he had a War Splatting option from Starburst. So why the hell would you buff the punish even normally? Why does this thing War Splat if he already has this thing that War Splats with more damage? You make it so that this becomes redundant. You know, because this was used in order to punish with War Splat 12 frames, because this thing was weaker. But if you buff the weaker option, the stronger option becomes it becomes redundant. It just deals more damage, you know. So I don't know, like, why they do these changes, because they make moves with no purpose anymore. Like, and I'm not saying that while standing 1-2 is no purpose, because of course it's more damage, it's mid plus frames. War Splat, so it's still a crazy move to have. But this thing was good also because it countered the fact that his normal while standing punish was weak. Now his while standing punish, even normally, is not weak anymore, as you can see. This is the damage from a 12 frame War Splat punish, by the way. by the way. My Italiano friends here. 77 damage. I'm certainly not throwing this in the trash bin as a punish. You know what I mean? I don't know. Weird change. They nerfed this move randomly. This is now -12. No one used this move, basically, because he had very strong options from wall standing. So why using the 16 frame mid? Now it's -12. Okay. They nerfed a very good thing, though, I gotta say. They nerfed two very good things. First of all, the standing 3 now doesn't hit grounded anymore, so that's very good, because this was basically guaranteed. As you can see, maybe I'll showcase it here, maybe. Let me see. Hit engager. No, a hit engager that doesn't of his. Oh my god, I'm having... Wait, he could, before he could do something like this, like into this, okay? But now the 3 doesn't hit grounded anymore, and the up 4 3+4, the 3+4 now has changed the animation upon a grounded hit. So no more like spike combo, let's say, okay? So these are very good nerfs to his damage, but it's not like super game changing for him. But it's a nerf. Also, down back 1+2 added crouching status. So this thing now it basically already high crouched like crazy before. Now they made it official, let's say. So it high crushes fully as a launcher. But this is a very good nerf, and it was needed on this move because it was very strong. Now it's -9 unblock instead of -2. These are good changes that I appreciate, because that's how you make a character more interesting. Because the character right before only relied upon this move. Honestly, this is one of the things that I don't like about this patch. They made the good decisions in terms of nerfs, because this move was kind of spammed in Season 1. But they give characters new moves to spam. So what's the point? You just revert the problem to another problem. That's not a solution. Like, okay, you nerf this move good because it was very spammable, but then you give him another tool to spam more now. This tool. So what's the point? Can you just leave the characters with no spamming points ever? Again, please. Down back 3 now is also faster. This is one of the common things with Season 2. A lot of reactable lows now are very fast and almost unreactable. I don't like this change in every sense, because characters were supposed to have weaknesses in some of their lows. So what's the point otherwise? You know what I mean. So this is not like, it's another change. This is not like game breaking, but it's a change I don't like. Like, characters are supposed to have weaknesses. For example, in the case of Claudio, he has always had very trash lows to compensate for his crazy mids, like back 1. By the way, it was nerfed to back 1, by the way. The nerf to back 1 is kind of interesting. The damage has been decreased to 18 damage. That's huge. It dealt 25 damage before back 1. It was crazy damage. Now only 17 damage. Now I have counter it on, so I'm gonna not counter it. It's 17 damage, so it's a huge nerf to the move. And so it's also now -8 instead of -5. So he loses his turn more, because Claudio relied heavily on this move before. You know, it was one of the best mids in the game. And I think it still is one of the best mids in the game. But it's a kind of a nerf now. Kind of a nerf. Also, again, down back 3 now is, again, as I was saying before, now it's way faster. And but with less damage, faster, and on counter it, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it guarantees 13 frames. So basically now you can do something like this, you know? Or like if you don't have starbar, something like this, you know. Damage is not bad at all. It's almost like a launch, almost. So not a countered launcher anymore, but it's faster. So I think in the round down, this move is better now, because before it was very slow. So yeah, not the best move. Not a very. So it was almost like Anna's move. So yeah. So again, I don't know why they started removing weaknesses from characters. Also, Claudio, by the way, remember that in this game it is also a unseeable hit smash. By the way, unseeable hit smash minus 14 on block. So I don't think he has weak lows anymore. I think his lows are kind of fine now. By the way, but on block I think it's still minus 15 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's still minus 15. But now it's way less risky to throw this move because it's way faster. So the up 4-3 has been nerfed. So yeah, okay. Because now he has this new, because the engager was buffed. That's their reasoning. That's why they nerfed this move. Now it went from +2 to -6, but now it knocks down, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, now it's buffed in the sense that now deals more damage if it hits. So overall, I would say maybe it's better now, because before it was a +2 on block, but it was not very used. Now it has some use. It has some use. It's a high crush move. And again, also into the down back 1+2 into Oki, so very, very good move now. Again, so okay, this move now has been made faster with less damage, and again, as we can see, he has this new string from this move, and this deals nice damage at the wall. Nice damage at the wall. As you can see already, it is his new wall combo. As we saw already, this move has been kind of changed. Now it doesn't spike anymore, but it deals way more damage. It deals 28 damage from 20 to 28, so 8 more damage, and that's very good again for his wall, for his combos in general, especially after hit dash. You know, hit dash like this. You know, it's basically the same. If you think about it, it's basically the same damage. Or even more probably, because before he did this thing that did less damage into while standing 3 into standing 3 guaranteed. Now it deals the same damage out of only 3+4 with no standing 3 guaranteed anymore. So basically they nerfed the spike combo by giving him the same damage though. So nerf and buff at the same time. Also insane buff to running 1+2. 22 cheap damage. No rage to the opponent. 22 cheap damage. Amazing. In the same patch they said we nerfed cheap damage. We nerfed cheap damage. Yeah, we nerfed cheap damage, but we give Claudio running 1+2 combined with running 2, of course, with a huge cheap damage on block. So yeah, this move, by the way, is this move is +8 running into insane damage if it is. So insane pressure, especially if you're in it. You know, if you're in it now, you know you're gonna cook opponents basically with cheap damage, basically. Like if they keep blocking, basically into you know. So again, very, very good. But again, all of these things are not too broken. I think the really broken thing is this one, and I don't like some of the redesign of Claudio in season 2. Back 3-3 also, I don't know why. This is only -10 now. It was -12, and it was kind of nice to have only -10 because -12, because again this comes from his mid poke, you know, from his back 3 mid poke. So it was kind of it was with common sense that his mid option to counter, you know, trying to retaliate on this move was -12. It was kind of a risk, but of course in this new patch they removed risks. They want you to press. So this thing is only -10 now, and it guarantees hit engager, by the way. Of course, they wanna expand your usage of hit engagers in this new patch, so everything needs to lead to hit engagers. That's so boring, in my opinion. Again, because this move now is less risky, and I think with more reward, because this thing now wall splats from a mid poke. From a mid poke, it wall splats. From mid poke, if you try to challenge Claudio's back 3, that is his main mid poke, and he does the extension, he risks less and gets rewarded more. So maybe you do something like this. Let's see. Damage is kinda nuts. Damage is kinda nuts, even with scaling. If I do this one, yeah, 83 damage, insane. Now also what else? Down 432 has been slightly buffed. Now it's +5 instead of +4, and -1 instead of -2. So a little buff, but it's very good. Down 4-2 now, also another buff. Okay, of course. Another buff. Down 4-2 now is Starburst. So better combos now out of a down 4-2. Down 4-2 is a 14 frame counter launcher. Now it leads to better combos. Okay. I guess. 88 damage. Not bad. Because it leads to better combos, because now on hit, even on normal hit, let me see, this is something I need, I think so. So it, no, only on counter it, okay, I'm sorry guys, only on counter it. This leads to better combos, basically, better combos for him. And yeah, the damage is, as you can see, is very high. Again, he already had very good damage in my opinion. But yeah, now he has even better combos. Into Starburst again, by the way. So he has more chances of getting into Starburst with his combos. And he has less risky lows. He has better plus frames. Better counter it to give him his beat engagers. While helping a character that was already good. And also he has one of the most broken mids in the game right now. I think one of the most broken strings in the game right now. Very, very broken. This string is just toxic to deal with right now, I think. It's just too strong, in my opinion. It's one of those strings that you would just like to demolish immediately. Like, if he didn't have this new move in Season 2, I would have said, okay, he has been buffed, even if it's a little bit, you know, tricky that you buff an already strong character. But I think this thing single-handedly says, okay, we don't understand shit about the game, as always, because we want to give characters new strings with no counterplay, basically. Because again, the counterplay to this string is either try to step or die, which okay, so I think I did a pretty quick rundown of all the things that Claudio has got in this new patch. Overall, I think he's better now. He has got some heavy nerfs. Like, for example, the back one nerf, it's kind of hard. Because back one is basically his main mid, basically. But also the down back 1+2 change is kind of nuts for him to have it -9. But he has also been buffed in a lot of areas, in a lot of counter tools, and a lot of stuff. So yeah, I think in the end he is better now, and I don't like this. I don't like that they continuously buff characters. Like, it's a common thing with Season 2. Again, they continuously buff already strong characters instead of nerfing and tuning down everyone. They continuously make characters stronger and stronger with no reason. So let me know what you think, guys, about this video. I hope you enjoyed, as always, and see you guys very soon again. Bye.